Hello, today I'm going to be presenting about Chapter 4, Subtopic 4.2, Risk Management Process and Strategies. I hope that anyone who watched this presentation can understand and take important notes on this subtopic. The learning outcome for this topic is to get to know what are the risk management strategies. Next, is learning how to define and explain risk management strategies. There are 6 steps in risk management process. The first one is identifying risk followed by assessing the risk. The next step is to plan strategies to reduce the risk. After that is to monitor and control the risk. Final step is by envisioning the risk. All of these steps are important in risk management process to minimize the negative impact a risk can do to an organization. First step is identifying risk. Risks can be incorporated in the risk management process and the impact on the process can be optimized. The identification begins with the gathering of information from individual employees or team members about their concerns regarding the entity. Risk identifier should be assigned to each risk along with a clear statement of the risk. Statement of risk must include 3 main ideas, that is, circumstances causing uncertainty, tangible outcome of that uncertainty, and any risk dependencies within the entity. Second step is assessing risk. The risks need to be assessed in details to determine their likelihood, severity and interdependency with other risks. Assessment can be conducted qualitatively and quantitatively. Qualitative technique is by obtaining individual and group ratings of each risk according to agreed scales of frequency and severity. Quantitative technique is expected probability of a risk event and expected cost of an event. Third step is planning strategies. This step focuses on developing appropriate risk management strategies. This requires those who have the right knowledge, experience, background and resources to effectively deal with the risks. Risk managers need also to be told which types of risk management strategies they are permitted to use. There are 5 types of strategies for managing risk, that is avoid, retain, reduce, transfer, and exploit. All of these strategies will be explained later on in the slide. Fourth step is monitoring risk. Risk manager not only monitor the risk itself but also the effectiveness of the risk management strategies. The frequency with which risks should be monitored depends very much on the scale of the risk. The higher the scale of the risk, the higher the frequency for the risk to be monitored. Examples for monitoring risk can be in the form of risk management status report and audit report. Fifth step is controlling risk. Risk control can occur before risk is taken on, ex ante, or after the fact, ex post. Example of ex ante is by underwriting process which prevent the assumption of excessive risk. Example for ex post is by reinsurance. Last step is envisioning risk. The process involves a determination or reaffirmation of the objectives of the risk management process within the organization. This will provide an opportunity to reevaluate the current environment and circumstances. For example, is by reviewing the risk management process so that it can be fine-tuned or realigned with the overall corporate objectives. Next, is risk management strategies. The first strategy is called avoid. It means that we eliminate or withdraw from involvement with the risk. For example, by avoiding political risks associated with a particular country by not operating in that country. Second strategy is retain. It means that we accept and budget any risk that occur. For example, governing properly risks in many geographic regions will diversify risk associated with natural disasters. Third strategy is reduce. This strategy works by fully optimizing the risk exposure. For example, use combination of sales reduction to lessen the losses from current or future business. Fourth strategy is transfer. This strategy involves the contractual shifting of a pure risk from one party to another, or in other words sharing the risk. For example, reinsurance is whereby insurers transfer portions of their risk portfolios to other parties by some form of agreement to reduce the likelihood of paying a large obligation resulting from an insurance claim. Last strategy is exploit. This strategy can be done by changing original plans with better outcomes. For example, capital-intensive business on the basis of access to cheaper capital. Another example is when a project creates a new product, there is a risk that demand will be higher than expected. To exploit this risk, the project team could plan ways to increase production and delivery quickly to match an increase in demand. If you need any more information, kindly refer the following references. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.